Grand Rising, good afternoon, and good night to the beautiful entity watching this video. It's your boy Devon Messenger, and we're back with another message. And before we even get into this message, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more Devon Messengers and share it, especially if you enjoyed this video, because we are here to help improve the collective consciousness beyond the realm of subconscious perceptions and perspectives and ideologies. And we had to make sure that if we want to get into a better life, then you had to think of a better life. Not only do you have to think of a better life, you had to feel that you are living in your better life, because your life is better than what you are living in right now. But how can you get to that better life if you can't see a better life for yourself right now? Well, I'm glad you asked, Divine Reflection. You had to make sure that you go within and find out what you really want to do within this life. Because if you do not want to improve yourself, if you do not want to elevate yourself, then you will never grow. You will always be comfortable when it's not convenient for you. When uncomfortable things are presenting itself at your front door, you should embrace that uncomfortability and you should let it in your house. You should let the uncomfortable standpoint literally stand and point you to the uncomfortable direction that you don't want to go towards. And obviously, your demons would not want you to go into a better lifestyle. They want you to lie within your comfortable perception, because it's all that you are used to seeing. It's all that you are used to feeling and hearing. And it gives you that certainty within your life that, you know what I'm doing is right. And I feel like, 10 years down the line, I'm gonna still keep doing this and nothing will happen to me. You need to think really outside beyond 10 years from now. Who do you want to be? How do you want to feel 10 years from now? How do you even see yourself being in 10 years? Do you want to imagine the situation that you're in right now? If you don't enjoy it, imagine living in a lie for 10 years when you don't enjoy it. But for 10 years, you knew that you did not enjoy this lie, and yet you did nothing about it. That has to be the most craziest thing I've ever experienced or heard of in my life, because you are wasting 10 years of your life because you're comfortable living in what you are living in. Not only that, you're so comfortable living in this lie, you don't know where to find the truth. And when it's time for you to elevate and grow, or when you see your peers growing by you, you're going to get mad at yourself. Or not only that, you're just probably, because like what most children or what most kids will do, they will hate on their peers that are doing better than them. Excuse me. They will hate on their peers that are doing better than them. So because your peer is doing better than you, then you're going to want to hate on somebody that is just putting in the work behind closed doors, something that you should have been doing 10 years ago. But because you're not caught up to your future scenario, you want to hate on somebody that caught up to their future scenario currently. You can't be mad at nobody else but your past self, because you allowed these subconscious programs to manipulate your higher self. Let's get right into this video. You got to understand that you're growing up now, and the things that you're going to go through are meant to happen to you for a reason. And if you're not going to improve your life, then don't expect anybody to improve your life for you. Because if you can't even think to yourself where you want to be for tomorrow or next week, you're already lost. You're already losing the battle. You haven't lost the war just yet, because you still have time to pick up where you left off. But if you're so busy going outside of yourself, wondering what everybody else is doing, then you have no time to figure out who you even are, or what you're doing, or what you're even doing with your time for being here in this world. If you can't ask yourself, what is my purpose? And if you can't even answer your own question, you have a lot of inner work to do. You have a lot of shadow work to do. And when it comes to wanting to better yourself or improving yourself, you have to understand that it starts with you. It starts with you. Everything ends and begins with your ego. So the mind that you have right now is at a certain program. It's at an algorithm that you are not recognizing. You're not recognizing your own program, because you're too distracted by other program entities or beings that don't serve you any purpose. They are here to serve their purpose and do what they do. And the purposes that these other beings or other frequencies have, that's on them. So some frequencies are here to sway you away from your purpose. They're here to distract you so that you can be worried about them, so that you can boost up their energy. Some frequencies are here to guide you to the water but not make you drink it. There are some frequencies here that are literally here to show you how bright you are. There are some frequencies here that are here to show you how stupid you are. There are many frequencies out there that are here to put you in many different situations, but it's up to you to tell yourself and show yourself what route that you need to be taking, and that's on you. to sit with yourself, and you have to talk to yourself like you are your own best friend. You got to be able to sit in your own thoughts and talk to yourself like you're literally right next to yourself, and ask yourself, where do you want to be? Because you have to make sure that when you get to that destination 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you have to make sure that you can look back on these moments and say, I came a long way. Like, you should want to have tears of joy because you went through so much hell that you overcame that hell-like experience, and you were able to experience heaven with what you're living in right now. So because you're living in that right now, you are able to experience the whole divine perspective of what heaven even feels like, because some people can't even get to that frequency of within their mind. But the fact that you're willing and dedicated to bettering yourself, that is exactly how you'll get to your future self, because it all begins and ends with you. And if you keep allowing your ego to put you in a chokehold, to put you in a chain, then you are literally enslaved to your ego, and your body is consciousness. Yes, you have 3 brains once again. So because you have 3 brains, you better get your brains in check, literally, or the system will do it for you. The system will put distractions in place so that you can't even figure out who you are. You'll be so busy worried about games and celebrities and food and distractions within the news, and then society, what they got going on, your best friends, your relationship, your parents, your trauma, your past. There's so many haymakers being thrown at you. How will you dodge these haymakers? If you're not getting into the lab, if you're not putting up shots, what are you doing then? Why are you waking up every single day? When you open your eyes, what are you opening them for? And who are you opening them for? And on top of that, before you go to bed at night, how great was your day? You have to be able to wake up and evaluate how your day is going to be. Not only that, you have to literally get yourself a journal, and you have to start writing your divinity. You have to begin to see the future outcomes that are already being prophesied from your prophecy. You've been prophesied your life already, so what are you waiting for? Why are you trying to figure out what everybody else is doing with their life when you need to be focusing on you? People do not care about you till you make it. So when it's time for you to make it, just know you've been made it before you even made it. So when people begin to catch up to what you were doing, show them love and gratitude and appreciation, because they were scared to show you love because they didn't think you would even get to that standpoint, because they were gossiping about you. They were talking bad about you. They were talking down on you to other people, and that's okay. That's what demons are programmed to do. So because you're an angel, because you're not from this realm, show your light and perceive yourself to be what you really are, God. That's what they don't want you to do. They don't want you to get into your higher self. They don't want you to be that prosperous being, that abundant being that you always were born to be. And you are born to be far beyond what you expected to even be or being in this realm of existence. The days you keep going forward, it's going to get harder, but just know, when you bear the fruits of your labor, it's going to taste so sweet when you get all the things that you deserve. Everything that you were journaling in your journal, when you read it back and then you go out into reality and you start buying things you want, you start attracting all the business opportunities that you want. You start getting promoted on higher levels of your job or your career. You start taking care of your family. You start feeling better. You start breathing better. You start moving better. You start thinking better. You got more mental clarity. Now you're beginning to find yourself in heaven, because it all begins with your mind. And if you let your mind be enslaved to TV or video games or weed or alcohol or celebrities or negativity or your job or your kids, you're not going to make it. On top of that, if you're worried about this eclipse that's happening, you're definitely not going to make it physically, obviously, because spiritually, the eclipse already happened. On top of that, the eclipse never even happened. If we really want to be real, this eclipse never even happened. All these distractions, all this negativity isn't even real. The reality that you're living in is not real. It's all an illusion. It's all simulation that comes from simulators living in their simulation. Not only that, these simulations that are programmed to live in our simulation and govern our simulation are literally projecting their ignorance onto us every single day. So we had to create hell and heaven within our own perspective. We had to begin to use logic. We had to understand what God and Satan even are, because we embody that spirit and that physicality or that program, that perspective within ourselves. So you have to love and hate yourself and everything that you do. So it's going to be hard, and you will want to give up on yourself every single day. But a true champion, a true warrior never gives up on himself, because there's always one person who is looking up to you. There's always one person who is following your lead. Do not let them down, God. Do not forget what you are here to do. You are here to procreate. You're here to evolve yourself. You're here to show people to the water. Never make them drink that truth, because somebody brought you to that water and all you did was drink it, and then you embodied it, and now you're here to show people who they really are. Do not forget your mission. And if you don't know what your mission is, create one. Once you create one, you'll find your purpose, and you'll create more purposes for yourself. We have no purpose. That's why we created. A purpose does not exist to Almighty God. That's exactly why human beings made a concept of nothing, making a purpose into something, because you are something not of this world. That's why you can be anything you want, because you can manifest it and then you attract it. That's exactly why you have to put in the work every single day, and it's going to be hard. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of us being here. It's meant to be challenging. If it was easy, everybody would escape from hell. That's why we keep reincarnating here every single day. So why did you reincarnate in this lifetime? If you don't know, you better figure it out. I love you. Have a great day, God.